Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope we're having a lovely Saturday morning. So I don't use SMS text messaging for everything. I don't deal with this green versus blue text bubble bullshit that determines your status or whatever the hell people are doing now to try and determine whether or not somebody is cool or not. I have them download Signal. If you want to be my friend, if you want to be my girlfriend, if you want to be somebody I go out on a date with, you're downloading Signal, god damn it. And that has been an excellent policy for me, because if you don't want to download Signal, you're probably not cool enough to be friends with, and you're most certainly not going to be a great marriage prospect. So in all seriousness, the one problem that I have with Signal is that when you get into a modern vehicle, you can't text message with it. It doesn't work the same way SMS does. What we used to do when it came to texting and driving is what people would do when texting and driving is when they received a text message, they would look down at their phone and read it, and then they would try to respond to it, and then they would get hit by a truck and die. This was less than ideal. So what automakers did is they allow you to connect to your phone via Bluetooth, and what would happen when you got a text message is it would read that text message for you through the speakers. And if you wanted to respond, you would hit a button on your steering wheel. The microphone in your car would then function. It would allow you to talk to your phone. You could dictate what it is you wanted to say, and then you would click the button. This would allow you to listen to a text message and also respond to it while simultaneously maintaining focus on the road so that you don't die, which is ideal because texting and driving is a very, very, very stupid thing to do. It's a great way to kill yourself, and it's a great way to kill other people. It's a thing that you should never, ever do. And this is something that is convenient, but it's a convenience that I lacked. If I wanted to read my text messages, I had to actually wait until I was finished driving because my car and most cars are not able to read messages from Signal. They're set up with SMS and MMS. So this is a feature that I always kind of wanted to have, but I never used it because it didn't work with my chosen text messaging. And apparently that is a lifesaver, because if I had actually been using that feature, my car would have been storing all of my text messages and it would have not allowed me to delete it. Unfortunately, like with many of these newfound technologies and gadgets, the smarter the technology gets, the stupider that you have to be to actually think that it's not screwing you. Unfortunately, the way this works is your car is able to read you your text messages. And you would think that, well, it only needs to store the text message long enough to read it to me. No, that's not how this works. It's going to store that text message from now until the end of time, and you don't get to delete it. This was the topic of a popular class action lawsuit that gets talked about in this article here at therecord.media. Court rules automakers can record and intercept owner text messages. So I would be honest with you, I wasn't following the case as was going on, but I am following it now after this very interesting ruling. So many plaintiffs filed cases against large automakers saying that the infotainment systems in the vehicles were downloading and storing a copy of all the text messages on the smartphones when they were connected to the system. And this is something that's obviously less than ideal, because I'm asking you to read me the text message. I'm not asking you to store it until the end of time and not give me a delete button. If you're going to store the text messages in my car, fine. I can kind of understand that if I have the option to delete it. If I don't have the option to delete it, but the automaker and law enforcement can read them, you can understand where there's a problem here, and it's a problem that I think is a serious one when it comes to privacy. I'll liken it to my business. My business does data recovery and motherboard repair, and there are cases where we need the customer password because either A, they have an encrypted device and I can't get your data off of that encrypted device without the password, or B, we just need to test things. Now, imagine if after you gave me a password, if I installed a keylogger on the device that was logging every single thing you typed and then I was storing it. That would be considered a privacy violation. It would be something that would most likely be against the law. My business would be in deep shit if I were doing that, but it doesn't seem like the automakers are going to be in deep shit for a very surprising reason that I'd like to read to you from this conclusion over here. We also conclude, as in Jones, that the district court properly dismissed the merits of plaintiff's claim under WPA, which is the Washington Privacy Act. The district court properly dismissed plaintiff's claim for failure to satisfy the Washington Privacy Act statutory injury requirement. To succeed at the pleading stage of a WPA claim, a plaintiff must allege an injury to his or her business, his or her person, or his or her reputation. Contrary to plaintiff's argument, a bare violation of the Washington Privacy Act is insufficient to satisfy the statutory injury requirement. So, in plain English, let's say that I installed a keylogger on your device that was logging everything that you said simply because you gave me a password in order to do your data recovery. You would not be able to get me in trouble under this act unless I actually started using that information against you. So I can store all that information on you. I could store it, I can print it, I could have it all here, I could read through it if I'd like. It's only if I use that information and I publish embarrassing stuff about you publicly that at that point that I would be getting in trouble, which I think is insane. Like, I could keylog you as much as I want. You could have no access to delete the information that I've keylogged that you did not consent to me keylogging, and I don't get in trouble unless I publish that publicly. So let's say, you say something that it's kind of like a shady thing that you were considering doing to a customer or whatever, and you decided against it, and I published that text message and it hurts your business. Then you'd be able to sue me. Or you were thinking about cheating on your wife, but you decided, no, I'm going to drive home from this party. That's wrong. And then I send those text messages between your friend and you to your wife, and I get you in trouble at home. Then you'd be able to sue me. So the fact that you are spying on me, the fact that you are taking my information, saving it forever, not allowing me to delete it, and above all, making it available to yourself and law enforcement, none of that is enough of a privacy violation. It's only once you actually use it. It's not illegal for me to point a gun at your head. It's only illegal once I shoot you. I am so incredibly glad that I have never in my car or any rental vehicle ever utilized the feature or functionality where it reads me my text messages or puts them on screen and then reads them and allows me to reply. And dare I say it, I am never going to use that feature now that I know that this is the standard and that automakers are responding to this not by saying, hey, I'm sorry, we're going to change the software, but by countering it and saying, you know what? No, you don't understand. We didn't do anything wrong yet because all this data that we stored on you that you didn't consent to being stored on you, we haven't used it against you yet, so it's okay. That is just, oh my God, that makes the hair stand up on the back of my neck. It says over here that Maryland-based company Burla Corporation provides the technology to some car manufacturers, but does not offer it to the public. Once messages are downloaded, Burla software makes it impossible for vehicle owners to access their communications and call logs, but does provide law enforcement with access. Yeah, that's great. Many car manufacturers are selling owner data to advertisers as a revenue-boosting tactic, according to earlier reporting by Recorded Future News. Automakers are exponentially increasing the number of sensors they place in cars with each year, with very little regulation of the practice. I would say that there should be this. Again, I'm not even saying that all the software in the car should be open source, although that would be nice. How about a right to delete? A right to delete? Like, I bought this vehicle for $20 or $30 or $40 or $60,000. It's syncing to my phone and has information. How about a right to delete that information on my timetable? Not just when internal storage fills up, but on my timetable if I don't want it to be there. How about I bought it, I own it, I can hit delete when I want? Is that too much to ask? I don't think it's too much to ask. But apparently that judge does. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Stop using that feature on your car. Trust me, your text messaging can wait. Honda does not need to know that you are considering cheating on your wife or boyfriend, nor do they need to know any of your personal business more than they already do. Lastly, and I realize at this point I've been repeating myself like a broken record for 3 years, but do keep in mind that major automakers were the ones that were saying that you were the one that was likely to get raped in a parking lot if right to repair passed. If an independent mechanic had access to the diagnostics necessary to be able to work on your vehicle, your data was unsafe. They spent $25 million in Massachusetts in 2020 creating ads that look like this. I'll include a link down below in the description of the video if you want to watch the ad because it's been taken off the internet in the air, but where you would have somebody walking to a parking lot and they would imply that you were about to be beaten by somebody that stole your personal data. And they were implying in this case that that was going to be your local mechanic. That's why you had to vote no on question 1, keep your data safe. And all these major automakers over here, GM, Toyota, Ford, Honda, Nissan, spent $26 million on the committee called Coalition for Safe and Secure Data to try and convince you that if right to repair passed, if an independent mechanic had what he needed to be able to work on your car, that you were unsafe. And the question that I would propose to you as a customer is, who is it that is fighting in court for the right and the ability to save your text messages and not allow you to delete them from their hardware and their software? The independent mechanic or the automaker? There will be a point in the future, and I have a feeling it's coming soon, where we will be able to take all of these facts, all of the evidence as to how they have lied and cheated to try and keep people from being able to repair what they've owned, and be able to take all these facts and bury them with it. Also, in the last video that I did, the anti-sponsor segment actually got a lot of positive feedback. So I think I'm going to start including these in these videos. And I would kindly ask that those who add this type of stuff to Sponsor Block do take into consideration these are not paid sponsorships. They're actually the opposite. They are anti-sponsor spots that are designed to keep people from giving money to shitty companies. And today's shitty company that we're going to be going over in today's anti-sponsor spot is going to be Lyft. So I'm just going to start the recording on my phone and demonstrate to you why this is today's anti-sponsor anti-sponsor spot. So I logged into my account and I saw something that I've actually seen several times before that I've been filing chargebacks on consistently from Lyft. I looked at this and it said that I've been billed $11.94 by Lyft, which I found really strange because if I actually go over to the Lyft app, what I see is that I have not used a Lyft since I went to LTX in Canada. As you can see, when I enter the Lyft application, it says I can claim a 1-month free trial. So it's trying to get me to sign up for something. So you can tell that I haven't signed up for anything because if I did, it would not be asking me to sign up for something. When I go to ride history, you can see that the last ride that I took here, if this ever decides to load, was in Canada, and that was on July 31st. So the last time that I actually used Lyft was July 31st. So let's see what happens if I decide that I would like to call the number over here and ask them why it is they have been charging me $11 here, $10 or $20 or whatever here over the past month or two without giving me any reason for it. So I'm just going to open up the voice over IP app on my desktop so that I can call. We're going to call this number and see what they say. So that's 415 475 8459. And do keep in mind, I'm not calling some crazy number. I'm calling the number that is listed on the contact information on the credit card transaction that they billed me for.
Hi, you've reached Lyft's market compliance voicemail. Please leave your name, number, and a short message, and we will make sure to return your call as soon as they become available. This line does not handle unauthorized credit or debit charges, accidents, safety incidents, citations, lost items, or general feedback regarding your experience with Lyft. Please visit our online help center at www.help.lyft.com/hc/en-us for more information on how to report this issue. If you are interested in setting up a corporate account with Lyft, please visit www.lyftbusiness.com to directly speak with a representative. If you are interested in onboarding Lyft's platform as a driver in Canada and have any questions regarding the application and screening process, please directly submit all inquiries into Lyft's Help Center or Driver app. Our agents will be able to provide you with additional guidance. Thank you and have a great day.
Sorry, this mailbox is full and cannot accept any more recordings. Thank you for using the voicemail system. Goodbye.
So the phone number they provide you to contact them at tells you, by the way, if you have any issues with credit card transactions, which is the number, by the way, that's the number that shows up when they bill you for stuff that you didn't actually get. It says this is not the line for it. It doesn't go to anybody. It hangs up on you because the voicemail box is full. So let's just check out the application itself. So let's say that I have a problem. I go help over here. I go, let's see, payment issues, charges and fees. So I go charges and fees, issues with a charge. Did this solve your issue? No. Okay, so it's none of the above. Okay. So nowhere here does it ever give you the option to actually get to a person or email them with your problem. So let's try again. We're going to go over here and go payment issue. Yeah, let's see, charges and fees. Issues with a charge. Instead of clicking no to does this solve my issue, we're going to still need help, see recent history. Lyft made it easy. So it sends you to a survey, but it doesn't actually send you to a place where you can contact them about the charge that doesn't make sense because you haven't used their cab service in 4 months and you're not signed up for any memberships. Let's just keep going. Let's see how far down the rabbit hole this dark pattern can go. So let's see. Lyft ride, payment issues. How about profile and account? Let's see. Payment settings. Payment frequency. Does any of this allow you to get to a person? No. Here we go. Let's go here. Okay, this is about disputing a charge on your ride history, but my ride history is not it. So this entire system is set up from top to bottom to keep you from contacting them and to allow them to continue to charge you for things that you did not actually use. I decided to look back through my credit card history just to see how many times Lyft had done this, and this is not the first time they did it at all. They did it here, and I actually filed a chargeback on one of them, which I'm still waiting to hear back from my bank. And while I filed that chargeback, while that chargeback was still going, they did it again. How do I contact these people to tell them to stop doing that? I don't know. Maybe having a YouTube channel with 1.9 million subscribers helps. What if you don't have a YouTube channel with 1.9 million subscribers? Well, sucks to be you. You could just change your credit card information and hope that they don't send you to collections. This is one of the problems that we talk about here when it comes to many of these modern Silicon Valley companies. And admittedly, even when it comes to classic automakers, they have what I call a rapist mentality. Whether it is your money or your data, you are simply what stands between them and their money. You're not a customer. You're not a patron. You're not somebody that they need to solve a problem for. You're not somebody that they need to create a quality transportation experience for. You're simply what stands between them and their money, them and their data, them and their information on you that they could then potentially sell to somebody else. Your concerns are not supposed to be listened to, whether by customer service or a court. You're supposed to sit down, shut up, and accept it. And I think people are getting tired of sitting down, shutting up, and accepting it. My business is not as well capitalized as Lyft or Uber. But at the end of the day, if you gave me money, I have a way for you to contact me. And I try to make it as obvious as humanly possible. It's not just the idea that they're going to do that's bothersome. It's the idea that you are stupid if you even believe we are going to give you a means to contact us. Why would our phone number have a working voicemail when Lewis's business that runs based on 4 to 5 figures of money being rubbed together has a voicemail box that works at all times of the day? Why would we have a contact form that actually allows you to contact us if you have an issue when Lewis's website has his email address and contact form everywhere? And you can tell when a company simply sees you as an obstacle standing between them and their money. Because that's how companies like this see it. They see it as their money. They see it as their data. You are simply the pothole, the roadblock, the thing in the way that they need to beat and pummel out of the way to get to it. You're not a consumer, you're not a patron. You're not somebody who should be valued. You're not somebody who should be listened to. You're not somebody that they should give a fuck about. You're something that simply needs to be pushed aside so that they could get what they want. Yeah, while this channel really did start out as just some random dude talking into a camera about the stuff that was wrong with the repair industry and how a lot of companies are making things unrepairable, this is about a lot more than just repair or right to repair. It's about the fact that many companies nowadays simply see you as a piece of human garbage standing between you and their money. And it's time that it end. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. And if you're the person that's going to put this shit into sponsor block, let it be known that you are the reason that people are going to get unauthorized charges on their credit card for Lyft. Shame on you if you do that. How dare you call this a sponsored spot? I don't even get paid for this shit. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.